An incredible journey. Anything a boxer can do or want to do, Anthony Joshua has done it from the amateurs to the pros so far. Okay, that's good. But now, don't forget I'm a trainer, and I'm not coming from a idol worshiping standpoint. It's my job to pick every fighter that I see apart because I never know when I may be going against them. Once you take the accolades away, obviously he's a man that deals with eternal issues, not who's the coach issues. Because I keep reiterating this. Robert McCracken, to me, did a great job with him. I don't believe he need a good coach. I believe that he need to face the mirror a little bit more, deal with the internal issues, and I just don't believe the coaching is the problem with AJ. I believe AJ is the problem with AJ. To him being victorious on Saturday.
We talk about, yourself, like I said, Malik King Scott, a big name in boxing. It's an absolute pleasure to be standing here speaking with you. An experienced fighter. What we will do first is we'll cover the fact that you're training FaZe Temper. How on earth did that come about?
Well, in the last 2 weeks, I received a call from a mutual friend. Then I was given contact to FaZe Temper and his team and his manager. We did one session together. From that one session, he loved it. And we had a few sessions after that. I've been drilling him, holding him accountable to the best of my ability. And the good thing I like about him, he's a sponge for information. He's a sponge for knowledge. So that's really a coach's dream, whether he's coaching a YouTuber, a fighter, a basketball player, anything. You have to be coachable, not just in boxing, but in real life. And I'm blessed to be with this guy because he's coachable in real life and in boxing. So I'm looking for him to have a good showing come Saturday.
Forgive my ignorance, and because he is like a YouTube celebrity star, when you said that somebody he's willing to learn, he soaks it all up like a sponge. Maybe my ignorance in not taking the crossover so seriously. What made you look at this kid and think, you know what? All right, I'll train him, because you are a professional boxing trainer?
Because my information and my knowledge is not just for, you can say, the high level. It's for any human being that wants to step into a boxing ring. Because my teaching is not Chinese arithmetic. It's very fundamental. It's very accountable work. It's very responsible work. And it's very, you could say, repetitiously. We're going to be doing the same things over and over that's beneficial for your style. So for this kid's style, Temple, who I'm training, he's 6'4" and he's a southpaw. He has good range, good reflexes, and I'll just take the rest from there. Because he come from good teaching. The trainer he was with before is a very good trainer coming up, young trainer Jonathan Wale, who's the pupil, you can say, of the legendary Joe Goosen. So Temper has been under their umbrella this whole time. Now he's come to me, and it's my job to keep their legacy going for the teaching of him, of Temper.
When you look at skills and attributes as a fighter, and like you said, he's quick to learn, he's got that range. What else would you say is an attribute for him to be able to take on KSI? How do you see that battle going?
Well, coming from a high-level coach standpoint, when I see KSI, I see big market. I don't see high skill level. I don't see extreme power. I don't see I see fairness concerning skill set, and I see big market behind that. Now, you take the big market away, he's C- at best as far as a boxer. And it's my job to see all the loopholes and make sure my guy can take advantage of him Saturday night. And I believe Tommy's going to do that. Temper.
So when you say he's like a C-, sorry, I'll get your glove. That would irritate me as well if I dropped something. When you say that KSI is kind of like a C-, where do you grade?
That's me being very nice.
Okay. Where do you grade FaZe?
I would grade FaZe a skill set and awkward style and reflex is actually a level above KSI. If anything, KSI have his strength and mauling over him. But we've been going over drills to, you could say, neutralize that. So Tommy has been taken to it very well. I just can't wait to see him do it on KSI, and I can't wait for you guys to see him execute these tactics on KSI.
Very exciting times, but you are not just training at FaZe Temper. I have seen you in the camp you matched up with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, who we all know over here, he's a guest I'd also love to speak to. Somebody that kind of when he had his losses against Tyson Fury, he kind of had to go back to ground level.
Yes.
He needed, and this is me talking from an outside point of view, please feel free to correct me. He needed to be built back up, not as a fighter, but as a man. He had a lot of changes in his team, as we know. There were certain things circulating on the internet.
Yes.
and he came to you. What was it that? Why did he come to you?
Well, one, because he know I genuinely have his best interests at heart. Two, he respect my knowledge. He respect my teaching background. He respect my boxing skill as a fighter. And he always respected my knowledge as a fighter. So when he hired me on, he actually hired me on and told me I was going to be a future Hall of Fame trainer. I'm nowhere near that. But the fact that Deontay labeled me as that in the future, it made me go so hard, and I give him everything I got. And I have so much more to give him. He's the most dynamic fighter in the history of the sport. He fights for more than himself. Right now, he's extremely people motivated. And in my opinion, no one motivates Deontay more than the people. It's not money, it's not fame, it's people. He's people driven. And I'm extremely proud of him right now. And all he has to do is stay disciplined and stick to game plans and come from a systemized base with his mindset when he's fighting. And in my opinion, no one in the world can go more than 3 rounds with him as long as he's like that.
He came back, he had a fight with Robert Helenius, who he's previously sparred, and he got him out of there in true Deontay Wilder fashion. You could almost see that happiness, but that relief, like to say, I'm back.
Absolutely.
What is next for Deontay? What is he plotting and scheming now?
Right now, what's next? What I want personally is him to fight Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua wants to do other things, and I'm hoping the other things he wants to do has to do with my other fighter, Gerald Washington, because Gerald Washington definitely is open to fighting Anthony Joshua or any other legitimate name heavyweight. So obviously, the WBC has mandated us to fight Andrew Ruiz. WBC, so, I'm so confident with a disciplined Deontay Wilder that no one goes more than 3 rounds with. That goes for anybody. Anybody could get this systemized system that we're coming from now. And whoever it is that he fight, it won't be no competition as long as he stay disciplined and systemized with our game plan.
When it comes to Andy Ruiz, his style and Deontay Wilder's style seem like worlds apart. I mean, you as a trainer, you obviously know Andy Ruiz's style and you know your fighter's style. You said, you can't see Deontay going longer than 3 rounds with anybody. But could you see that ending quicker than that?
Yes, I could see it ending quicker than that. Well, because one, Andrew Ruiz is an extremely tough fighter, extremely fast, extremely, powerful at times. But what he beats is what how can I put this? Give me a second. What beats him is what he lacks, discipline. Everyone that gave him discipline to deal with, he always came up short or always came up not looking that good. Chris Arreola is an older Chris Arreola. Now, in my opinion, Arreola beat him by 1 or 2 rounds if you include the knockdown. Now, that's an older Arreola. Anthony Joshua decided to have a systemized game plan the second fight, and it worked wonders for him. It was a shutout. Now, Deontay Wilder is more powerful than Arreola and Joshua put together. So now imagine Deontay Wilder being disciplined, being systemized, fighting behind his left knee, fighting like a big man with his left hand lead, high hand out high. I just see it being very brutal for Andrew Ruiz. And the good thing with us is these issues concerning discipline that Andrew Ruiz deal with, it's too late for him to fix. So then therefore, he could never beat a Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has worked on his discipline issues, has worked on his systemized issues concerning game plans. Andrew Ruiz he's not a one-trick pony, but fighting Deontay Wilder, there's nothing, he's just there. He's just there. It's all upon what Deontay wants to do with him, but Andrew Ruiz has no say-so.
I'm not being biased, but I am inclined to agree with what you say. I do think that Deontay Wilder is levels above Andy Ruiz. I just think their styles are not well suited at all.
Right.
But hey, what do I know? We're going to move on to Gerald Washington, who you are training. I had the pleasure of catching up with him when he was down sparring Chisora in Chisora's preparation for Tyson Fury. You are saying now you're hoping to have meetings and that he could be one of the opponents that Anthony Joshua could fight next. But before we go on to him, I want your thoughts as a coach, as a man, on Anthony Joshua's kind of journey post his recent 2 losses.
An incredible journey. Anything a boxer can do or want to do, Anthony Joshua has done it from the amateurs to the pros so far. Okay, that's good. But now, don't forget I'm a trainer, and I'm not coming from a idol worshiping standpoint. It's my job to pick every fighter that I see apart because I never know when I may be going against him. Once you take the accolades away, obviously he's a man that deals with eternal issues, not who's the coach issues. Because I keep reiterating this, Robert McCracken to me did a great job with him. I don't believe he need a good coach. I believe that he need to face the mirror a little bit more, deal with the internal issues, and I just don't believe the coaching is the problem with AJ. I believe AJ is the problem with AJ. And AJ being the problem with AJ, if I was him, I wouldn't either want to step in the ring with Deontay Wilder. So I get it for the sake of business. But if you don't want to step in the ring with Deontay Wilder, I have my other heavyweight, Gerald Washington, that's ready for you. What we're not going to do is keep ducking all the heavyweights that Malik's got ready to fight. I got Deontay, you don't want Deontay. I got Gerald Washington, come on. He's a quote-unquote comeback easy fight. Give us the opportunity and see what we do with it.
When you talk about that quote-unquote easy fight, what makes Gerald Washington not that?
Right now, the last year and a half, the discipline aspect, me constantly in his ear, me constantly drilling him, me constantly making sure he hold himself accountable, and hold himself responsible when it comes to hand positioning, when it comes to balance, when it comes to punch output, things of that nature. And if Gerald keep inclining the way he's doing, not just AJ, but he's going to give so many other fighters trouble. Don't forget, this is a guy that was fighting Deontay Wilder and was winning in the fight until he got caught. This is a guy that came off of a loss in for Robert Helenius and knocked Robert Helenius out. Yeah, he's had his ups and downs in his career, but he's back and he's ready to fight any and everybody.
You know, when you talk about, you've kind of like, from what I've kind of got from our few moments talking, is that you're a coach that likes to work on like the mental aspect and what's inside, not just on the skill of the fighter. How important is that mental side of boxing to be able to get your fighters to win their fights, having that mental strength?
Yeah, and when it comes with just basically simplifying things. Life, okay, an element of life is boxing. It's a very, very small element. It's a boxing ring, you get in it. If you've been doing this, God forbid, your whole life, like people like me, when you get in the ring, it's no different than when you're sparring. People just get to see it. You have to really simplify it. I don't care how many people are around. I don't care how many marquees are around. It's a boxing match. Keep it simplified. Hold yourself responsible. Hold yourself accountable. Make sure your hands is always in good position. Making sure you have deer-like a deer-like alert system going on. And it's easy just to make life simple with boxing. These are things that I wasn't even that much aware of the dynamics of as a fighter. I learned these things through trial and error, film study, and I'm a film study king. And I'm just looking for all my fighters to not just become champions in the ring, but champions in life. Let's keep it all simple.
We love that. I am literally wishing you all the best. Welcome to the UK, first of all. It's an absolute pleasure to speak with you. I've been watching, obviously, Deontay Wilder quite closely, Gerald Washington quite closely as well. So we wish you all the best with those negotiations, and we look forward to seeing both fighters out very soon.
It will be. Thank you, and I appreciate you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
The pleasure was all mine. Thank you so much, Malik.
Bless.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.